Whoa, gunfighter wait, there's just whoa, there's just guess the meme? We gotta do guess the meme, dude! What? What the fuck? This is, I mean, I'll go into it, I guess. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Bad Games 5, I'm sorry. I am so happy for the people who enjoy Roblox and who have gotten to experience this game and had a really good time, okay? I am so stoked for you, and I'm glad you're having a great time with it.
Congratulations on angering 90% of the non-brain-rotted Roblox player base, DougDoug. Anyways, hello and welcome back to the channel if you're a returning viewer, and hello if you are new. And today, I'm going to solve the answer to a question that nobody has. So about a month ago, DougDoug, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, and the creator of my favorite YouTube video ever made, being his Pajama Sam video, released a video where he played Roblox games where he tried to find at least 5 of them that he liked, and the ones he ended up liking were interesting, to say the least. He ended up liking an FPS game, a surfing game that looks like it was made by Big Games with all the game passes on screen, Speedrun 4, Race, Rivals, and Horse Plinking, which yes, that is a real Roblox game. Now while I understand why he ended up liking these games, there are a lot of games that he didn't even end up trying, that he probably would have adored way more than these games. Blocktails, Combat Initiation, and some EO Happen are some of the best Roblox games ever made, and I am pretty sure that if he played them, he would adore them more or as much as the games he played. But then, that got me thinking, what would truly be DougDoug's favorite Roblox game? Well, as I have been watching for about 2 to 3 years, been part of his Twitch chat, and even donated to 2 of the 3 Roblox games that I watched, I know a lot about what games this guy likes playing, and after reviewing trends with the games he likes playing on his channel, and understanding why he likes the 6 Roblox games specifically, I'm going to explain why Nullscape, a roguelike platforming game, would be his favorite Roblox game of all time. And don't worry if you've never played Nullscape before, I will explain how the game works as the video progresses. Also, I am still decently new to the game, so please do not clown my gameplay in the comment section. Anyways, I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers for my channel's 1-year anniversary in May, so if you end up enjoying the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. You don't have to, but it would be appreciated. Anyways, on to the video! Now, before I get onto the major points of the video, I want to talk about something small but important, being the OST or soundtrack. Now, the Nullscape OST is genuinely my third favorite OST for Roblox game, only being beaten by the previously mentioned Blocktails OST, as well as the Outcome Memories OST. Rest in peace, home, you die too soon. Now, most of the OSTs for these games have millions of views on YouTube. While the most viewed OST for Nullscape, which I will not say as a surprise for later, doesn't even have 900,000 views as of writing the script. Now, everyone's views is different. But the fact that this OST, where barely any of the songs break 100,000 views, is this good, shows how good this game's soundtrack is. Anyways, some of my favorite songs from the soundtrack include A Delightful New Death, Babyface, Temporal Tendency, Decay, True, and the song I'm going to talk about later. And if you know anything about Nullscape, you know what song I'm talking about. Now, why am I talking about the OST? Well, Douglas Pugless over here loves video game music, and he even has a playlist of over 1,000 songs on his channel of songs that he uses in his videos. So, if he enjoys the OST of this game, he'd probably just play it as the background music on some of his videos. There's also emotes, which are funny, but it's very annoying that the best one is Logfriend getting level 25 on normal mode, which is bullshit. But they're cool anyway, just thought I should mention that. Anyways, on to the more in-depth sections. Now, there are 3 main reasons why I believe that DougDoug would like this game, being the gameplay, massive multiplayer compatibility, and difficulty. So, let's start off with the gameplay. The main gameplay loop of Nullscape is that there are 3 different enemies you can choose from, and then you choose one and get put into the void and have to survive from it. In the void, there are multiple floating walkways that you can run and do platforming on while collecting gifts. To escape from the void back to the hub, you need to collect every single gift, and then once every gift is collected, the portal appears back at the spawn location, and when this happens, the gifts reappear and turn golden, and the walkways and the void start to collapse. While you can't just book it for the exits, it's actually more beneficial to go out of your way to recollect gifts, as they reduce the friction upgrades, which I will discuss soon. Then, once you go into the portal, the cycle repeats until your inevitable demise. Now, there are still some things I need to mention, being the curses and upgrades. After every few levels, you have to choose a curse between 3 random ones, and it gives you a certain nerf you have to deal with. For the upgrades, those are every few levels as well, but you see, the upgrades can only be purchased with golden gifts, which is why I say that you really need to go out of your way to collect as many as you can. Anyways, that's the main gameplay loop, and that is not even where it ends, because I only need to talk about the movement. The movement in this game, while slow at start, quickly speeds up, and it's not even mentioning the abilities. The 2 abilities I see the most are the dash and grapple abilities, and it's easy to see why not only are they some of the best abilities in the game, they also have some of the most fun movements. Some of those tight moments in this game comes from jumping off the long guy with a dash ability or perfectly chaining gobble to survive from the void because of a stupid mistake that you made. This game has some of the most fun and lenient movement options I've seen in a Roblox game, and if you take a look at the games that DougDoug ended up liking, you can clearly see why I would think he would love this game. Of the 6 games that he ended up liking, half of them were games that purely rely on movement and platforming, and if you look at some of the games that he plays on his own channel, he really likes playing movement and platformer games, even as he sucks at the 2D ones. In fact, his 4th most popular video as of writing the script is the video where he played Mario Odyssey, a platforming game, but made the HUD for the game get worse every 5 minutes. But that's not the only platforming game he has played on his channel, as there are many more times where he plays platforming movement on the channel. And there was one video in particular that I want to bring up, being the video where he was required to do whatever the richest person in the chat said, which is also a video where he has his official book. And in this video, there is one particular game that is brought up multiple times by him that he wanted to play, being Haste. And this is the description he gave for the game in the video.
Like I was saying, what's so great about Haste is the feeling of momentum when you drop onto a hill at a perfect angle. Because then you speed up and you get extra bonus, so then the more you keep the momentum flowing, the better it feels, and then you just go the whole time, and the fact that it's a roguelite means it's...
Now, as you probably saw, there are 2 things that I've pointed out, the momentum and the fact that it's a roguelike. Now, we'll look at these 2 games side by side. Nullscape and Haste are nothing alike, but the 2 most important aspects of Haste that Doug brought up, being the momentum and the fact that it's a roguelike, are also some of the most important parts of Nullscape as well. So while they are completely different from each other, they share a lot of important similarities that make Doug like Haste, so what means I want to like Nullscape too? In conclusion, the gameplay of Nullscape, while not being completely identical to any game that Doug plays, is very similar in some of the most important aspects. Add on the fun gameplay loop and you can understand why Doug would like this game from a gameplay perspective. Okay, now with that gameplay out of the way, let's move on to... Now, most of the time when I play Nullscape, I play solo, as I don't have to worry about someone killing me from the lobby for no reason, and because none of my friends play this game. Now, if we're playing solo, it's a lot easier to get to the harder levels in multiplayer. Now, when thinking about multiplayer and Doug, there is no better person to discuss, or should I say people, as I am discussing Twitch chat. And we all know how much of a great relationship the 2 have, such as this incident.
Until somebody correctly identifies what the rule is!
The Twitch chat eliminator is now activated.
Twitch chat has to deal with the consequences!
It must contain corn syrup.
No! No! Nobody seems to have gotten it yet!
Loving my first stream.
Hey, welcome to the channel! I hope you're having a good time! We like to have a lot of fun here!
Such a great relationship between the 2. Now, why I'm bringing up Twitch chat? Well, Doug likes to play games with Twitch chat, as would be the perfect Roblox game to do that. Not only can you have 19 number Twitch chatters, but also remember how I said you can kick people from your lobby? Well, he can give his viewers from his lobby so that more can join. And it can also show why Twitch chat is better at free roguelike platforms than DougDoug. Now, while it is fun and all, Doug can't really communicate with his chatters unless he's willing to give his biometric data to an AI company that is currently no lawsuit for concern how the user employs biometric data or something like that. Luckily for Doug, he has a giant friend group, and unlike me, his friends will probably be very willing to try Nullscape with him, and due to the Master episode 20, he could do a giant club with a bunch of his friends. This can also prove why all of his friends are better at platformers than him. Now, looking at the Roblox video that Doug made, one of the best parts of the video was the long conversation between Doug and his brother Davey, and that conversation allowed him to play a game that is literally just slop for an entire hour. Just imagine that, but with an actually good game. So yeah, whether it's his chat, his friends, or just chatting with his brother in a random lobby, there are a lot of ways he could incorporate his friends, family, or chat into him playing Nullscape. With the Master Super size, it means you can play with more people compared to other Roblox games in the same genre. Okay, now while the multiplayer aspect is important, Doug still likes to play games by himself sometimes, and while the gameplay is good, it can't completely counter the game as the game is easy, but luckily, this game is far from easy. So finally, let's talk about... Yeah, this is easily one of the most well-known parts about Nullscape, and it's also the main reason I believe that DougDoug would absolutely adore this game. Now, remember me talking about a certain song in the beginning that I was going to keep a secret and talk about later? Well, now it's about time to talk about it, but first, I need to talk about something called Last Man Standing. Now, normally when you think of Last Man Standing, you think of something for like a game like Outcome Memories, which happens when like the killer kills all of your friends, it's just you by yourself, with no teammates, nothing else, just you against the killer. In Nullscape, it's similar to that, but it's just you against everything, and then one song plays, and that song is called
Go fight your spark, go fight your flame, tear down the darkness of null and void. Go find your spark and ignite the light that shapes your desire. Go find your spark, go find your flame. Reclaim the darkness of null and void. Go find your spark and ignite the lost world that you forgot.
Yeah, Find Your Flame is genuinely one of the best songs I've heard from a Roblox game. In fact, it is my 5th favorite song from a Roblox game, only behind Damsel in Distress from Alchemy Memories, Feel the Fury from Alchemy Memories, Don't Blink from Alchemy Memories, and Iron Captain from Block Tales. So, why am I discussing Last Man Standing? Well, let's go over what makes this game so difficult and how it plays into Last Man Standing first. Now, the first main difficult thing that you will encounter are the crit mines. These fucking crit mines are genuinely one of the most annoying things to look out for in this game, and they appear very early at level 5, making it even worse. And this doesn't even include the mid to late game enemies such as Telegrapher, Candace, or like Cuckoo, which have been so annoying to deal with. Now, while they're not hard to deal with by themselves, when you have to deal with a bunch of other enemies, as well as collecting gifts, making sure you don't fall off, and a bunch of other stuff, it becomes a pain to deal with. Also, you need to deal with the curses as well, and also crit mines, which I didn't mention this before, but they appear in the line of the gifts, making them harder to dodge if you're not paying attention, meaning you have to pay full attention, and if you look away for 1 second, you're probably dead. Now, while this is easier to manage with other players, during LMS, you're alone, which means that everything is targeting you. Yippee! So yeah, this game is super hard, and it makes me rage sometimes. But it's fun and addicting, so I don't care. So, why would Mr. Douglas Scott Reedon like this game because of it being difficult, especially since he sucks at platformers? Easy. He loves hard challenges. Out of his 10 most popular videos on his main channel, 7 of them are challenge videos, and then looking at his second channel where he posts a Roblox video, of his 10 most popular videos on that channel, 6 of them are challenge videos. So yeah, because of the fun and addicting gameplay, the great multiplayer support to play with a lot of his chat and friends, and the great difficulty of the game, it is clear to see why I would believe that Nullscape would be DougDoug's favorite Roblox game. Anyways, that's it for this video. I wasn't planning on covering Nullscape or DougDoug's on the channel at all, but I guess that ended up happening. Also, for any DougDoug fans that clicked on this video that made it this far, thanks for checking out my content, I really appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, please consider liking and subscribing, and see ya!